Welcome back, everyone, to OpenLine, talking about the very controversial transgender bathroom bill. We have with us the sponsor, Representative Susan Lynn, a Republican from Mount Juliet. It was sent off for a summer study yesterday in House Committee. It has since been resurrected. The members say they regretted that vote. It's resurrected. It passed today in the Senate, so it's moving forward. We have a bunch of calls. So let's go to Maria. Hello, Maria.
Yes, I'm sorry if I'm going to offend somebody. I'm sorry. But I have a grandson that is gay, and I will never, ever will let him go to any girl's bathroom because he's a boy, he's a man. He can't go to a girl's bathroom. I think behind all this is politicians like Megan Berry that she got elected because all the gay people vote for her about the gay marriage. And that is ridiculous. Because when God says man and a woman, it's a man and a woman to get married or to use the bathroom. They go to school to learn, not to go to show the dresses in the bathroom. Besides that, it's a lot of people that are sickos, perverts, that they're going to use that for excuse. So I just can't believe that people can think that way. I hope I don't offend nobody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your call. Any comment?
Yeah, I just want to say that these students who, take these hormones to either masculinize or feminize themselves, they say that they're not homosexual. They have, well, some of them have said that they haven't all said that, but I've spoken with a bunch of them. They said that they're not homosexual. They just feel like they're, either a girl or a boy, and so they decide to take the hormones to. So that they will appear that way. They will physically appear that way. So it's not really about homosexuality.
A doctor at St. Thomas testified, right, and said medically it's clear that the mind is what determines gender, not someone's genitals, is what he said. The mind is what determines someone's gender. And he was testifying against this bill. And so maybe that helps add some context there. Let's go to Emily, 3. Hello, Emily.
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead.
I would like to ask Representative Lynn. I am a school teacher at a public school, and because of the testing mandates that we are having to abide by, at my school we have lost several bathrooms to accommodate for computer labs and other things like that. I would like to ask Representative Lynn if this is such a high priority and that family bathrooms are probably a viable option. Is she saying that our legislature is going to agree to paying to put these family bathrooms into every public school in Tennessee?
Well, that's an interesting question. How do you find a third bathroom?
Right.
Where do you get a third family bathroom?
Let me just read from the legislation. It does not prohibit an LEA from making appropriate accommodations with respect to student use of restroom and locker room facilities. In other words, the LEA can use their creativity as long as they're providing privacy for all of the students.
It does not. So you're saying it does not prohibit. Does it mandate that there be a third bathroom?
No, it doesn't. It asks the schools though to provide for the privacy.
Does it?
Because
ask,
as I
it just
said,
says it does not prohibit. So that's different than.
As I said, they have girls that are wanting to use the boys' room and boys that are wanting to use the girls' room, and that does not provide for privacy for those students. So students have a constitutional right to privacy when they're using the bathroom. So someone from the opposite sex is not in that bathroom.
So
they
it's
have a
far
right
more
to
likely,
this.
based on.
And I'm surprised students are wanting to do this these days. Listen, it shocks me that we're at this point in society. But this is, now that we've arrived at this point, and students are wanting to use the restroom of the opposite sex, the legislature is trying to make sure that each sex has their privacy. That's what the legislature is trying to make sure of.
Which again hasn't been a problem. I mean, the Department of Education says no complaints So the legislature is stepping in and trying to mandate something here. And I guess I thought you were saying that there would be a mandated third bathroom, but that's not the case. It would be up to the district. So if they found the need to do that, or if they found
Right,
a
if they
third
found the
bathroom,
need, that's right.
but it
Because
wouldn't mandate. It wouldn't mandate a third bathroom
Not every school system has students coming forward saying,
or space. This teacher just called and said they don't have space. So if a school district wants to provide that, but they can't, then it just means there's just going to be 2 bathrooms, and that's just the way it is. There's not this third bathroom that you were talking about.
there's usually accommodations that they can make.
All right, let's go to Lucy. Whoops. Lucy.
Hello?
Hello, Lucy. Go right ahead.
Yes, Representative Lynn, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Let's see if I understand what you said earlier. You said that these children, these students, children we're talking about, not adults, but children are trying to I can't even say the word now, portray themselves as the opposite sex. And you also said that you don't understand why they're trying to feminize or masculinize themselves. Well, in the first place, in my opinion, they're not trying to portray themselves as anything. And secondly, as far as wanting to masculize or feminize themselves, and you're not understanding, you're a state representative with a background in accounting. So leave that up to the experts. Now, I may not have as much experience as you do with this topic, because I only go back 50 years with this when I first encountered somebody that was trying to go through a sex change in the state of Tennessee. And then 40 years ago, I ran into somebody that had gone through a sex change, but not in the state of Tennessee, in Hawaii, when I picked her up after she had the hell beat out of her and raped downtown Nashville. And I thought that I could take her to a gay bar that she told me to take her to, that she would be safe, and she was harassed there, bloody and beaten. We couldn't even take her to the cops. We couldn't even take her to the emergency room. So I don't care how much you beat, rape, maim somebody that doesn't understand why they feel like they feel. This is not a game. These children should not have to wait to go through something like that. They should transition easily. When you make them go to this third bathroom, you're bringing light to the fact that they're trying to go through something that's very painful that they don't even understand, and they never will. And 15 years ago, I approached a transsexual here in Nashville to ask her again for some guidance, because I'll never understand it, because I am not in that situation.
Okay,
all I got to say is, the more I look at this state legislature, the more it makes me feel like a mental case, like a schizophrenic, the way y'all change things back and forth. These are children you're talking about, children. And so whatever happens to them, y'all make this an issue, I hang it on you, and that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
All right, Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say to that?
Well, I just want to emphasize that this is about the safety. You know, she just talked about how the person that she gave a ride to was beaten no matter where they went. This really is about safety, privacy for all students, but also safety of those students. By their own testimony, these students say that when they use the girls' room, they're bullied. When they use the boys' room, they're bullied. In fact, they say they're bullied all over school by their own testimony. This is meant to provide a safe place and then privacy for everybody concerned. And I wish that people could understand that this is truly the intent of the legislature, that, you know, the boys will have their privacy, the girls will have their privacy, and then, you know, this student who's, you know, portraying themselves as the opposite sex will not have to go into either restroom where they might be bullied. They'll have a safe place.
I don't understand how that's coming from the legislation, though. You're saying you're not mandating that there be a third bathroom.
It doesn't happen in every school. Now, it is happening in a lot of schools, but it's not happening in every school.
But we just heard a teacher say there's no room in many cases. So, again, the person would have to stand up and say, I'm transgender, I need a third bathroom. The school still wouldn't have to give it to them. The school could say, you're born as a boy or you're born as a girl, so you have to use that restroom. Which could lead to more problems. They could say that. Yeah. There's no mandate in that bill that says there has to be a third bathroom, right?
The mandate in the bill is that people are provided their privacy.
Right. So there's no mandate for a third bathroom.
Yeah. And you know, I do want to say that human sexuality is a matter of genetics. You know, you are either an XY or an XX. That is it. That is a matter of genetics. As you talked about, you know, people as they grow, they become conscious of gender, but you're always either a male or a female, no matter what. I mean, you can feminize yourself or you can masculinize yourself. You are still going to be an XX or an XY.
And what is the penalty if you disobey this, if you break this rule? If someone were to say, well, you know what, I say I'm a boy and I'm actually a girl, and they go into the men's room, what's the penalty? I mean, we've already asked who's gonna kind of oversee this, and that's tough to answer. What's then the penalty if you break this?
Students are entitled to their constitutional right of privacy when using the restroom. That's already been settled. Right now, if a boy student enters the girls' room, any one of those girls' parents can sue and say, you have violated my child's privacy. Any one of them can sue and say, my child doesn't have privacy. That can happen right now. And that's, you know, violating someone's constitutional right of privacy. Of course, that's a civil rights issue.
Okay. All right, we have to take a break. A lot of calls. We're going to take a break. I'll be back right after this.